How are you? This is Inspire Health. Did you know that there are really only 3 types of cooking methods? Do you know what they are? And do you know which are the healthiest for you? Stay tuned. When you really think about it, there are really only 3 basic types of cooking methods. These are dry heat, moist heat, and a combination of the two. Dry heat is a technique that adds a lot of flavor and crispiness, but doesn't really soften foods. That's great for foods that are already soft, like roasting vegetables, but not so great on a tough cut of meat. Moist heat makes use of water or another liquid to cook the food. Steaming some cauliflower or poaching some fish are great examples of this method. This method is excellent for delicate foods that might be damaged by dry heat. The combination method usually uses long, slow cooking times to help soften tougher foods, like tough cuts of meat, grains, and beans. Although there are 3 basic methods of cooking, these have been further refined into specific cooking techniques. In terms of healthy cooking, it's better to choose a method and a technique that does not require you to add additional calories to your food as fats. It's not that these techniques are inherently bad, but as I mentioned a moment ago, the addition of extra calories can make it difficult to accurately assess the quantity you're ingesting. Let's take a closer look at the top 5 healthy techniques for cooking. First one is roasting. It's a dry heat method technique that involves cooking foods in an oven where they are surrounded by heat from all sides. This technique is great with both meats and vegetables. It's very similar to the technique of baking, although it tends to be associated to savory foods rather than sweet foods. Next one is broiling. It's a dry heat method technique that involves cooking foods in an oven where the heat comes from the top-mounted heating element. Although this technique works well with both meats and vegetables, it can be difficult to use it for thicker meats and more delicate items. It can also lead to charring, which really should be avoided for health reasons. Another method is poaching. It's a moist heat method that involves cooking foods submerged in water or another cooking liquid that is maintained at a temperature just below boiling, between 70 and 80 degrees Celsius, until the food item is cooked through. This technique is usually reserved for specific items such as eggs and fish, but can be used effectively for many other foods. It's really worth trying it out with other ingredients. Next technique is boiling. It's a moist heat method technique, obviously that involves cooking foods submerged in water or another cooking liquid that is maintained at a rolling boil until the food item is cooked through. This technique is usually reserved for vegetables and some meats, especially lean poultry. Let's move on to steaming. It's a moist heat method technique that uses the steam from water or another cooking liquid without the food making contact with the liquid itself. Steaming can be done in a number of ways, from using a steaming basket or marguerite to making a foil or parchment paper papillote or pockets. It's really fun to experiment with cooking foods using techniques you haven't tried before. It can really change the taste of some foods for the better and help you improve your health at the same time. What cooking techniques do you like to use? Leave a comment below. Hello my friend, it's Elena. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Do me two favors. Number one, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you get updates every time I release new training for you. And number two, if you want to slim down, regardless of your busy schedule, I'd like to give you my 10-step blueprint. Click the link in the description box or simply subscribe right on my website and you will receive my training videos and the PDF guide for free. Thanks for watching and stay inspired!